think because as mums, sometimes we are undervalued, even though we've got all of the sometimes experience and knowledge.
Yeah.
They think we don't have the time because obviously our mind is somewhere else with the kids.
Hello everybody, so I'm here with the kids and a special mom. Hello! Speechiemum joined me today. We are going to do a sit down talk and a picnic today, so stay tuned. Nana, can you walk?
Where are you guys going?
Okay, where are they? Who are you doing? Where's Adriana? So she wants to join them. Okay, they just went into the park. Ethan, the football, please. Why did Adriana take the ball?
You see the pink ahead.
Oh, that's our patch over there. Okay. Come on, honey. Oh, hello. Walking is fun, isn't it? Look at her walking. Oh, bless her.
Oh, it's a lovely day. Oh, another playground bit.
I love the smell. Yeah, I love the smell over the grass. And it's the only park I've been to in the last couple of days that hasn't got so many insects. And,
yeah, that's good. You know, that makes it worse.
Oh, I hate it. There's one we went to and it had a beehive.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, it was not funny. Literally. Let's do it. You did the math.
Really impressive. You've got black. You're doing picnic while we're outside in coats. Just in case.
Outside in coats. Oh bless.
Just in case. Alana.
Just in case. Where are they? There they are.
Are you gonna take your coat off?
Look at Ivana. She's actually on that thing. This girl is brave.
Lucky mommy's bum didn't break it all.
Ethan, bring the football.
Can you take the jacket off? Yeah,
I think
it's get cold. If you come and put it back on, or put a jumper on. You don't need a balloon as well, else you won't be able to play.
Ethan, you're going to be exhausted by the time you're gone.
It's good. This is what I'm hoping for, Aria, so you get good sleep.
She's going to fall asleep.
Yeah. You ready? You going to go back? You going to go down?
Oh, the girl. Look at them. She's playing. Yay. Hey, do you want to play with her?
Let me take you in.
No, you can't leave Ivana now. No, you can't leave her. Hi, hello, beautiful.
Good job, Lana.
Well done. Hey, Ivana, say hello. Yeah.
You going to do you in?
Come inside here. Come here. Over there. Join them. Go. Good girl.
Wow.
Ethan, keep your eye on Ethan. He just wanted to come out and play. That's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to come out and jump around. And I'm doing it in such a way that I'm taking everybody out.
Yeah, everybody gets a bit. New parks at school today. Are you going to balance, Aria?
Well, you can do it. Come on, Ivana, you can do it. Action song. Ivana, you're really good, I have to say. Oh, your leg got stuck. Oh.
Don't worry, you can do it.
Oopsie daisy. Oh, yeah.
Balance, so step one foot with your foot, step on it.
Money up. Yeah. Come on, Aria, you can do it.
You can do it, Ari. You can't do it.
Don't be scared. Just lift your leg.
Lift your leg really high.
You
Look
can
like
do
you're
it.
jumping.
Ah.
Let's see, Ivana.
Ivana, you can do it too. Let's go.
Go.
Yeah, do it your own way. Yes, you want to do it too.
Go, Ari. Go, Lana. How you doing on your knees?
Whilst we're doing this, let's go and
know.
Hello, marvelous people. It's Rita here, and I have a special guest, marvelous.
Well, I'm Vanessa, also known as Speechiemum.
Yes.
I guess, should I say a bit about why? I guess I work as a speech and language therapist, primarily with children aged 5 to 11, and I am also a mother of 2, so I put it together as Speechiemum. And I love just, you know, sharing the journey of motherhood and work.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, we've been meaning to do this and have a chat
for a long time, and then COVID happened, and thank God we can meet now. Today we're just going to try and talk about mums and work-related issues, and if so, do mums really do need a promotion? I personally think we do.
Yeah.
When we go back to work as a great incentive.
Definitely.
So, Vanessa, first things first. I know we went on maternity at a similar time.
Yep.
And when I went back to work, I was literally like, oh my God, that's a lot. So much had happened.
Lots of changes.
Exactly. And I found myself confused, unsure, and there was so much going on, but nobody really talked to you about the changes. You just had to adapt to it straight away. How did you find it when you went back?
I found it different because I went back actually into a new role when I went back.
Oh.
And I think for me, that motivated me to go back. So while I was on maternity leave, I thought, I don't think I can go back and do the same thing after 3 years of doing the role I'd been doing. And luckily I got an opportunity to interview for a new position, a higher post. But still at that time we going through this pandemic and COVID.
Of course.
So there were so many changes that I wasn't expecting, because you're normal and you go back and you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I think especially with my job I feel quite isolated. It's like you got a team but you're by yourself. You go into your school, you're by yourself. Wow. We've got the babies all here.
The babies are playing in the park.
And so for me, I had to really quickly
adapt
and this is what the new normal is, or this is what you've got to do, this is what your new responsibilities are.
Oh, Charlie.
Apart from wear a mask, wear a visor. Oh, don't sit so close to the child, even though my children I work with all have autism actually, so they don't understand that this is why Miss Vanessa needs to be 2 hands away from you or whatever. So it was really tricky, and I think it took time. And you have to talk to your team, even though not with you, because they've been going through it, to get like what helps you work better, what helps you get on with things, or and I think that communication is really important. But it's also quite hard because you're going into your school and your school's quite different, your workplace is quite different to someone else's, so all of those challenges. And then bringing them home as well, because then that's even though.
As a mom, sometimes work is sort of like a haven. You want to feel like you're adding value to society, but you don't want to get to the point where you're doing too much that is taken away from your other personal lives. And then I found that this team does that. I'm literally working outside of my working hours,
which is a no-no.
Which is a no-no, but I'm always doing. And then at times my daughter goes to me, but Mom, you don't work on a Thursday. But I'm working on a Thursday because there are some things I couldn't do during my working hours. And
it's always what we say, like part-time mums who work, it's actually we do the same as full-time. Always.
I feel like I am a full-timer.
Because you always find yourself having to use your days off to do the extra bits that you never can finish in the days.
Like the trainings.
All the training, the notes, the meetings, like all those bits. You find that you're doing it in your time that should be with the kids. And then you get mummy guilt because you're thinking,
I should take them to the park, or we should go for a run, or we should be doing some kind of activity, but I need to finish this work. Or Monday, or come my working day, I'm going to be stressed out because something's not done, and it all falls back on you again. Yes, in terms of promotion, like I went back to my salary is good. Yes, we work. Look, we are working for money. Nobody works for free.
No, they don't.
We work for money to pay bills, to take care of our children. Yes, and to give them to buy basic necessities. But I find that moms get no promotions at all. If we don't fight for it, or if we don't keep pushing for it, nobody goes, oh, okay, you've been in the job for 3 years. Let's try and help you to
get to the next stage.
Why is that?
I think because as mums, sometimes we are undervalued, even though we've got all of the sometimes experience and knowledge, they think we don't have the time because obviously our mind is somewhere else with the kids compared to men. So for us, we have to also show that what our value is to a team. And I think that's one of the things I had to do during maternity leave. I always had in my head, I'm not going to go back to that role that I was doing. If I'm going to stay in this team, I need to feel like I am valued and also show them what I'm also worth to, you know, to this team. And so those are the discussions I had with my manager and, you know, team leader.
Yeah, we know you have a great manager.
And I think I'm lucky. One of the things is I'm lucky that it comes down. I'm lucky that I've got a very supportive, really, you know, inspirational team around me, as in like the senior leadership team. And so for me, it was one of those. They didn't want to lose me. What can we do? So I was in, and I think they've learned over years, we lose people if we do not help them to progress. And so for me, I've been happy, especially as a mum. Our team, and you would have knowledge of that, is quite good, flexible, and helping you manage your work / you know, the mum life balance. As long as you get the job done, they're happy. Exactly. And that's one of the things why I didn't want to leave this team, because you might not find that somewhere else.
No, trust me, it's not anywhere else.
Trust me. So for me, it was one of those, I think, because you think, oh, I'm on maternity, I need to enjoy my baby. But the reality is, you've got to think that 12 months or even less will finish. It will go, So what's going to happen next? So you have to be planning ahead as a mum and thinking about yourself as well and what you want to come out of a job.
Get some ice cream.
So for me, it was, I love my team, but also I want to progress in my role and what I enjoy doing and specialize a bit more. So for me, that was autism. That is children 5 to 11. So that's, luckily for me, a role had come up, and even though I was on maternity leave, so I could have maybe lost that chance because I'm on maternity leave. I keep your head in the game, keep it knowing what's on the ground.
Even though you're on maternity, you still have to keep yourself updated with your company.
Communicate with them.
Communicate with your managers. I was always talking to my manager. I was always on the phone. Every so often I'll call them up and go, oh, how are you guys doing?
Use those keeping in touch days. You even get paid for those, and I never even knew that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Up to 10 days, guys. Well, I know that depends on where you work. But up to 10 days, you could, you know, go in, catch up, find out what's going on. Oh, they're all here now, guys.
So the kids are all back now, so
they want
ice cream. Go and get ice cream. Ivana, go and get ice cream.
Do you want ice cream?
Yes, get baby ice cream.
Come
too.
on.
No, she can't walk. You go.
Let her do a lip balm.
Another thing that's been bothering me a lot is this whole equality thing. What are your views on this? Because I feel like mothers, in some aspect, I'm on the let's not fight for the same rights as men, because we know we're doing a lot more. We know we are doing a lot more. I don't want to retire at the age of 66 when my body's already weak. I think after you've had kids as a woman, your body is not on the same competitive level as a man who's never bore a child, who's never fallen pregnant, who's never really seen or experienced all those things. So yes, equal pay, definitely. If in fact mothers should be paid more because of the impact we are having on the lives of our children. But when it comes to like the whole, let's make, I don't know. That's my view anyway.
It's a hard one. I saw a quote somebody posted the other day, and I thought it resonated with me. It said, we expect women to work like they don't have children and raise children as if they don't work. So in that quote,
how is that even possible?
How is it possible? Exactly. We have kids. So when we are at work, we are thinking about our kids. So sometimes we get a call about our kids, or you know, we can't help it. And at the same time, we know that we have a job and we have things to do. Hence why we always feel like, oh, on our days off, we have to be doing extra and all of that. And I think it is unfair, because I'm not saying that there aren't men out there who aren't stay-at-home dads or who don't do the part-time thing as well. But I often feel, personally myself, that I'm always trying to juggle and do both. And I think in my role, for example, we don't have a lot of men doing speech and language therapy, fair enough. Normally when they do, they don't normally work with children. But they still often get the higher paid posts all the time. If that makes sense, they get progressed a lot quicker. And I think often it's because they have more time to give, and that's all that it comes down to. So but I still have more experience and knowledge to give, and understand what it is that my children or my clients need from me.
Because you take your motherhood experiences
with you. Yeah, exactly. And I think that is undervalued.
Yeah, and I think most moms forget that you have transferable skills that you can take from being a mom and running a home and managing a home and lives, because that's what you're doing. You're managing your children, you're managing your home, you're managing a whole family.
That's a whole job. That's a whole 24/7. It's not 9 to 5.
And it's a career, an ungraded
Don't ever
career.
take that for granted. It's true. It's underrated. Motherhood. And I even say to all my stay-at-home mums, you are doing a job. Don't let anybody, no man, anybody tell you you're not doing anything. Or they come home and they say, oh my God, why is the dishes not done? Hello. I've been raising the kids. I've been making sure that nobody is going to A&E.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. And on top of that, you've got the whole taking care of yourself,
Mommy.
which gets lost. Yes. What happens?
Oh
my gosh! Wipe. Yeah, the wipe is here. We're getting distracted because obviously you've got lives, and we're trying to do this with the kids whilst they're still playing around us.
Yep, there they go.
Careful. Should a mum give up her job
to just raise her child? Good question. So I personally,
I think definitely no. Never.
I have two views on this.
Never.
I have a friend who did this. Her daughter is 4 years old now, so imagine 4 years she hasn't worked, and she would feel that she's benefited for being there 100% with her child. But at the same time, she's seen the negative part of that, where she does feel, you know, a little bit sometimes lonely, or felt like she's not valued because now her child is even at nursery full time, and there's times where she's like, oh God, what could I do? And I feel like I can't even go back to my old job because I've lost all the skills. Or, you know. And so for me, I think it's important as a woman, first and foremost, to have your own identity.
Thank you. I agree with you on that one. That one, I agree.
I think it's important.
Shiny lips. Shiny lips.
Shiny lips.
I personally feel like as moms, we forget that we are also part of the game. The whole journey of parenting begins and ends with mothers. It begins and ends with you. So if you don't have something that you're doing for yourself, remember that kids grow up, they don't grow down. So whatever you do, the first 12 months is hard. No lie about that one. It's hard. But once the kids start walking and they find their independence, trust me, you would want you would want your life back.
And I think we forget that. You're right, they do leave the nest eventually. So you need to think about on the journey what's going to be left for you. If you know. And I always say, like, what kind of role model? I've got 2 daughters, so it's like, what kind of role model do I want them to see? And I want them to see mum, you know, does go out to work. She also, you know, I hold it down, and I do what I have to do,
and I make an ends meet.
And I can juggle and do both, and it's not easy, but it's doable. At the same time, maybe I don't have that luxury. Maybe if we had the luxury of just staying at home, maybe we would. We would be ladies of leisures, but we don't. So
even if I have the luxury of staying at home, I think I will always prefer to have something that I'm doing for myself. Because my mom raised me with this mindset. She always said a woman needs to have to be able to provide for herself with basic necessity. For example, if a woman wants to buy herself new underwear, for me, I find it hard to go and ask somebody else for £50 or £10 to go, or can I have, or £5, can I just, you want to do your hair, you don't always have to ask somebody for the money. You know, yes, you may be married to the person, or you may be in a relationship with the person, but you having your own money to be able to afford, it gives you that sense of, you know, maturity, that sense of assurance, that sense of confidence. Like I don't have to depend on somebody for a livelihood. And that's my personal opinion about this. I say to you, moms, if you're thinking about quitting that job, go back to your manager, have a deep conversation. Just say to them, I don't want to lose my job. I love this job with all my heart, my soul, my mind, even if you don't. But I just want to make sure that I have something I'm coming back to. If it's even if it's 1 day a week,
just be flexible.
One day a week, and if all they can say is a no. If they say no and you've tried all other options,
Lana gets it,
and it's a no, then it's a no.
it's like you have to adapt to. So you're not doing full-time anymore. Great, that's fine. Maybe that's why we've gone, you know, you go part-time, or you make it work for you. So you don't let it go completely.
Never.
You go from working 5 days a week to me, for example, 3 days a week, or 2, as you just said, 1.
2.5 days.
Something, yeah, exactly, for yourself.
2.5 days. I know most people go, oh, part-time hours are so hard to do, but they're the best for you as a mom because your whole life is already busy. So if you add that busyness plus your personal work life, you won't have the life balance that you need. And it's all about having that balance, work life, family life, and personal life. We forget the personal aspect. And I am all about this personal motherhood aspect. You have to have your own thing going. If you don't, and the kids 10, 15, 20, and then they are literally going off to university, you're going to be like, oh, what have I been doing my whole life?
Yeah.
Well, it's not the child's fault.
And I think it's maybe how we were raised, Rita. We've got mothers who, you know, have always just probably, you know, just go get her, go and work.
Go get a man.
And I think also that's all comes down to as well, is what, you know, and it's a generation where you come from that. We work hard, you play hard, and that's what you hope to set in and install in your children as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think you're right. I think even for your own mental health, your own well-being, it's just important to have something that is viewed. And even though sometimes I would label myself a speechy mummy, I can sometimes separate that. Is that when I'm at work, I am the speech and language therapist. When I'm at home, I'm definitely mummy. And so I have those roles, and that's part, and that shaped my identity. But it's very important that I have that. Because without that, it's a bit like, okay.
True story. True story about this. I remember when we used to go out in the world, and I had my son, and I remember taking both of them to nursery. So one went to one was in preschool, and the other one was going to nursery. I dropped them off at nursery, and I remember it was very early in the morning, and I had to rush. It was my first day back at work, actually, and I had to run back to Merton to get back to work. And on my way, after I dropped the kids, I was so busy in the morning packing everybody's bags, packed everybody else's bag, forgot about me. I didn't pack my bag because obviously there were too many bags to carry. Now, took every child off. As soon as I sat in the bus, I was like, hold up, am I wearing the same shoes?
Oh my God!
Am I even dressed properly?
I think I've done that before too.
Am I wearing earrings? Like, do I look normal? It was, and it only happened after I put the kids into the nursery. Then
so
the mummy hat went off, and
then you're thinking, oh my God, professional, what?
I don't look the part. So I remember going into the shop and saying, do you have socks? Because I didn't have socks.
Risa, I've done that before, and then I went to work class wearing one blue, one black shoe. Because I'm just like, quickly, you've only got like 2 minutes to do yourself and like 20 minutes to do them, and you're like, and then I got to work and I was like, oh my gosh, one's black, one's blue, but and I think they're the same kind of stylish shoes that you just put your foot in, and I was like, this is where you're like, wow, this is what motherhood really is.
Yeah, man.
You put yourself last all the time.
All the time. So and it gets to a point where you're just like, this is too embarrassing. We need to, either you put yourself first. So what I started doing was, I started getting me ready every morning first.
You wake up, even if you have to wake up a little 10 minutes earlier. It's true. It's so true.
I get up every day at 5:30, and I wonder, like, someone go, what? Too early? No, I get up at that time so I can take a shower, bath, wash my face properly, make sure that I am taking care of me, cream myself, do everything, put everything I need for me down first. Then the baby comes, then the older one comes. If I don't do that, the day I'm late and I'm running and I'm like, oh, I'm late, I forget to get up at 5:30. That's the day I go to work with food all over my clothes, and I'm literally hiding it with scarves.
And something, you forget something. But I always find that early morning time great. It's like a peaceful, not rushing. Okay, let me just.
I can put the eggs on fire for breakfast. You need to get eggs in the morning. Make sure everybody else has their food. Breakfast is sorted, me sorted, and I actually sit down and have breakfast with the kids. And it's so good.
No, it's all about the early risers, guys.
Seriously, really as a mom, you can't be a late riser. You've got to learn the whole get up, go kind of situation. Me first, everybody else after.
Exactly. No.
And that's not self-care. That's fine. I'm just going to be honest here, because there's been times when I've left the house and I'm like, what are you wearing? Rita, really?
Plan ahead, Rita, even the night before, get the outfit sorted. See, that's the Virgo trait to me, super organised. I'm like, got the clothes ready a bit so that I know in the morning, not like, what am I going to wear today? Just have it a bit like...
I go with the flow in the morning, depending on the clothes that fit me in the morning.
I know,